My earliest memory of snooker has to be the day I first played, which was Christmas Day, when I was 8 years of age. Came downstairs all expectant, has Father Christmas been? No, my dad was there. He'd just put up a little snooker table from Toys R Us, and I got straight on the table, loved it, didn't touch another present all day, couldn't be dragged off it, loved it. I think the idea to start playing was actually my mum's. I think it was what are we going to get him for Christmas this year? I wanted a Commodore 64 computer and my mum and dad couldn't afford one, so I think it was a last minute, let's get him a snooker table. It was a Steve Davis pot black snooker table from Toys R Us. Yeah, my hero was always Steve Davis. You know, I had his picture on my wall, I had his books, I had his autobiography, and used to just read about his achievements, what he'd done, and used to go and watch him play. I watched him play at the World Championships as a 9-year-old in '92 against Peter Ebdon, sat there in the crowd. We pretended we were going to support Peter Ebdon with a load of lads from Wellingborough, near where I grew up, but actually we were going to support Steve. So we infiltrated the Ebdon camp and we were shouting for Steve all the way, but Steve got beat 10-4, I was devastated. We were talking about this the other day, about the greatest match. I'm going to have to say the final of the Benson and Hedges Masters, when Paul Hunter beat Fergal O'Brien from so far behind. I'd played in that event that year as a qualifier. I'd won the qualifying event to get there, been invited to the gala dinner after the final, and we sat there on the front row as Paul overhauled Fergal from way behind. He just played phenomenally well that night, and that match will go down in my mind as probably the best match I've ever seen. Well, you know, shortly before I won the World Championships in 2005, I actually gave up snooker for about 2 weeks, and during that 2-week period I went and got a job offer selling cars, and I only played in the World Championships because I'd actually paid my entry fee already and thought it would be a bit of a waste of money. And so I played in the qualifiers, won my 2 qualifiers, and then ended up winning the tournament. So I didn't need the job. In the end, I didn't need to go and sell cars, but I had a job lined up. The future of snooker is bright, the brightest it's ever been. I think tour will move strongly out to the Far East and that sort of Asia, India, Middle Eastern part of the world. I think that's ready to explode, as we've seen China do. I'd like to see more bigger events in Europe. We've already got the German Masters, and with the Euro Tour events, you know, we're in there with the Paul Hunter Classic, and some of the others are very, very big events. I'd just like to see those step up and become fully fledged ranking events, and I think then we're done. I think snooker has become a truly global sport, and it's great to be a part of it. Well, it's hard to step away from the cliches of saying the World Championships and the Crucible Theatre, but you know, I was lucky enough to play at the Conference Centre in Wembley, and I have to say, probably as a venue, that was probably the best venue to play snooker in. Probably because it was completely circular. It was the only venue we play in, other than the shootout, where the crowd are actually round the bottom end of the table, and you're completely encompassed by the crowd. And that added a certain je ne sais quoi about it. It made it quite special. And I remember going as a child to watch, so to then get there and play, and then they knocked it down. I feel very fortunate to have stepped out there and actually played snooker. If I could change one thing in snooker, I would bring in the shot clock in every event. 30 seconds-ish, maybe 40 seconds. I think just to tone down some of the slow matches that we do see. I think the way the world is going, people like their information quicker, faster, now. And I think for snooker to really thrive in this cutthroat world we're in now of information, we need to get a bit faster. And I actually think the standard of play increases when the speed element is put into it. The Premier League, for instance, under the shot clock, the standard of play in that was phenomenal every week. And I don't think it would be as negative as perhaps a lot of people think. Yeah, I've started getting back into my tennis. I used to play all the time with my friend John back up in Manchester. We used to play 4 or 5 times a week. But since Barry came along and made us all like actual proper jobs, it's been tough to get and play tennis. My golf's gone right down, my tennis is gone, it's all gone to pot. I personally love snooker because it's all I've ever known. It's the thing that's brought me the most joy in my life of anything I've ever done. And I'm so lucky to be able to go out and go to a job that I love and enjoy so much. Thanks for watching. For more snooker videos, click on the button just here.